Today, myself, Nancy Michael, will be one of your presenters along with
Dawn Whitman. Good afternoon.
So just a note, during this webinar, we'll take your questions at any time. You'll have a chat function on your screen, and just go ahead and type that in, and we'll answer your questions as they come. Also to note, this webinar will be recorded and will go up on our website in a day or two, so anything you missed or want to go back to look at, you'll have access to that from here on in. So Housewares Connect 365 is a tool that's been around now for about 5 years. It is built from IHA, and it's a tool that will help you reach consumers, buyers, and media all year round, hence the name Housewares Connect 365. We'll often refer to Housewares Connect 365 with the acronym HC365. So I just want to make you aware of that. When we say it, you'll understand what it is. So how can HC365 help you? The number one reason it's in place is to help attract buyers and media. Both our buyers and our media use this tool year-round. We also get quite a bit of consumer traffic on the site, so you'll want to make sure, keep in mind as we're talking through populating catalogs and whatnot, that this is a public site, and you're probably not going to want to put up any kind of PDF or catalog that contains pricing information unless it's your retail or your map pricing. And then this tool is a very visual tool, is what it's meant to be, and you can promote yourself through words, images, and video. So how does it help others? We've got 23,000 buyers who use this tool to help plan for their show. Media uses it all the time to help identify new products, as well as finding stories to submit for editorial. And of course, the innovation part of our industry is so important, and they're looking for that as well. Just a little story about the president of our organization was recently at a meeting that had both buyers and retailers at it, and he asked the question, who's using HC365? And all the buyers raised their hands, and only about 20% of the exhibitors raised their hands. So it's really important that you populate your HC365 page, because it's just another avenue for you to get brand recognition, buyer recognition, and the purpose is right. You want to sell your product, so important to get your profile page populated. Why should you use it? Based on the reasons we just talked about, but we've got more than 1 million searches were conducted last year for the 2014 show. And a note that listings with catalogs, product images, and videos were viewed 75% more than those who just had a company description. So today's webinar, we're going to take you through just kind of an overview of what HC365 is, how to enhance your free listing. This is a free tool that we provide to you as a member and an exhibitor, and how buyers and media use the tool and what they see after you're done populating it. So this next slide is just kind of a call out. This is the page from the marketing kit that you should have received or will be receiving this week. It mailed early last week. And the takeaway on this page is that your company listing will feed our printed directory as well as the mobile application that will go live a little closer to the show. So important that you make sure everything's kind of correct, because that's where the information gets fed to, and both the directory and the app are used quite frequently at this show based on the stats we have. Okay, how to work HC365. So the nice thing about this tool is it's year-round, as we mentioned, and you can get on it and update it as many times as you need to. Dawn's going to take you through step-by-step how to do the update, but one of the things when we're preparing this webinar we talked about was how often and what's kind of the cycle that people use and update their information. So the very first thing that's most important is to update your company information, because on here you can put your logo and you can put your URL address and an email contact and just a blurb about the company. So if you don't do anything else in the next week or so, make sure you do that, because at least people can contact you that way. Then the logo, the brands, the licenses, the videos, I would recommend now to get your best sellers on there, your current catalogs, and any support materials that a buyer or a media person might need to understand your company and your products. Maybe then closer to the show, you want to get on there with your new products that you're going to launch at the show, assuming that you're not holding them back for any proprietary reasons, which some of you will want to do, and we'll get into how you can still get those products out to the media without anybody else seeing them. But again, you want to get it populated now because they're starting to use it now. And be conscious that you can go back closer to the show when you've got your materials ready, new products coming in, etc. You can update those a little closer. Same with the bottom things, specials, new products, in-booth appearances. Some of you are still figuring this out. Very understandable. But again, you're going to want to make sure you go in and update that information. Keep this profile page as updated as you can because the people who are viewing it want the most recent information. How can this tool help you? So 500,000 annual visitors to the website, you want to be searched, you want to be noticed. The company description, this is a great place to tell your story. Did you start it in your basement? Have you been in business for 100 years? Give us something in your own words, and the media and the buyers. So why are they attracted to you? Why should they do business with you? Keep in mind that when you do populate your company information, the words in there are searchable, the keyword searchable. So keep that in mind when you're writing this description. Catalogs, products, images, videos, logo, these are all things for brand recognition, as well as they get viewed more often, as we already mentioned. In-booth appearance information, this is a big draw at the show. People want to see celebrity chefs, designers, anybody who's noteworthy, so you want to make sure you get that information on there. Made in USA and show specials, we're going to cover that more in depth as we go. But obviously Made in USA is a big one, particularly with the Walmart initiative, and they do search using that criteria. It's a searchable criteria on HC365. So if you are Made in USA, and we'll get into what that criteria is a little later, make sure you get that. And same with show specials. Buyers are looking to know who's got a show special on site, and Dawn will take you through where to click that. We don't really ask for the information on that. It's more as an enticement. And then any information, press releases, company news, milestones, events, anniversaries, etc.
Now I'm going to take you to how to get there, and we'll start working on the actual company update. The first thing you're going to do is go to www.housewares.org, and you're going to click on the green Show button, and then on the orange word Exhibitor. This takes you to the assigned exhibitor page, where in the center of the screen you'll see Update Your Company Listing. You're going to click on that box, and it'll take you right to the login screen. If you need your ID and seniority number to log in, there's a place on there that you can click on My Name, and you can generate an email to me, and I'll respond as quickly as I can with your ID and seniority number.
Can I just note here, if you're using a PR agency, we will not give them this information. So if you're going to turn this over to a PR contact that's an outside of your company members, you will have to supply that information to them. And we also track the last person who was on. You'll see your name on there. We track, just in case there's ever an issue, we can go back and say, well, you know, Dawn was the last person who populated it, so if you had to trace it for whatever reason.
We're going to concentrate mostly on these left side navigation buttons. They're a lot like any tax program that you've worked with, and they are extremely user-friendly. The first one we're going to start with is company address, and then move on to site contacts, brands and licenses, products, company description, company images, and then your product catalog. So the first button that you click on takes you to the company address. If anything on here is missing or needs to be changed, this would be the place to do it. Keep in mind when you're adding your company email that this is a consumer searched site, so you don't want to really put your CEO's email in that company email screen. If you roll over the question mark by your company name and need to make a name change, if you've gone from a limited partnership to LLC and you need to make that change, the directions are there to make your name change. The next button will take you to the on-site contacts. These top three contacts, your U.S. contact, non-U.S. contact, and specialty retailer sales contact, are also pre-populated in our printed show directory.
So anything you populate in there is going to get pulled into that mobile application and the directory, the printed directory. And if you don't have a specialty retailer sales contact, then just leave it blank.
You can also leave the PR blank, or a lot of companies are putting their marketing directors in there. The third button takes you to brands and licenses. If you have branded product or if you're licensing your product through other companies, this is where you can enter all of your brands and licenses. There's no limit on how many brands and licenses you can list. We also ask the question, how many new products are you bringing to the show? A lot of the media like to know how many new products are going to be there, and this is just a general number that the media picks up on. The fourth button is the product listing. To improve your searchability on Housewares Connect 365, enter as up to 50 product categories that your product would fit into. This goes directly to our keyword search screen, so the more specific you can be about your products and the product categories, the better.
You want to be cautious here as well, because you don't want to list, like if you're a home decor company and you have one candle that you're promoting as part of a collection, you might want to think about how you want to list that, if you want to check candles or not check candles, because if a buyer or media is looking for candle companies, that's usually what they're looking for, is somebody who has a collection of candles. So just be judicious in what you select. You want to get your main product categories selected here, because that's how people are going to search for what they're looking for.
The next button takes you to the company description, and you'll see that this is a free text area where we're asking you to enter your company history, location, products, company news. You can list your show specials in here. Every word in this company description is searchable on our keyword search feature. So you're going to want to add things that would draw a buyer or the media to your product specific or your in-booth appearance or your specials. In your description, though, we ask that you do not use HTML, that you use plain text only. The HTMLs tend to transfer over in a kind of weird configuration, and they're not visibly nice to look at. The next button takes you to the product images. Here, you can add as many product images as you like. They should be JPEGs. Those work best, although we do take GIF images as well. In your product description, you should limit your characters to 250. And I like to say just keep it simple. Your file name should also be simple. Don't use any files with characters or symbols in them. Please rename your files. When they upload over, they appear as broken files with a little red X. So it's just keep your file name simple, and you can upload as many product images as you like. Our file size recommendations for your catalog would be 10 megabytes, but it would be better if it were around 1, as it takes the average person around 10 seconds to open up a 1 megabyte file. Catalogs must be in the PDF form. Although your product images can be in JPEG or GIF, we do suggest that your catalogs all be in PDF. The videos that you upload have to be the complete extended address from the URL off of YouTube.
Just a note too, any PDFs that go up on the site and press releases or whatever you're putting up as a PDF, those are not keyword searchable, just so you're aware.
The next button here is the product catalog. You can upload your PDF product catalogs here, and you can put as many catalogs as you have. Keep in mind, though, the larger catalogs take a lot longer to open up. If you have spring of 2015 and fall of 2015 and they're separated, that's even better. The next set of buttons that we're going to discuss are your company logo, company news, company video, special marketing opportunities, your in-booth appearances, duplicate directory listings, and then sign-off. For your company logo, again, this should be your company logo that is eyesight recognizable through consumers, buyers, and media. Again, keep your file name simple. Make sure there are no symbols or characters. The company news button is a great place for you to upload press releases if you have any. They could be in either, well, they should be a PDF, and they can be either your general press release that has gone out, or they can have company news, a newsletter, association news if you have any. For your videos, as I mentioned earlier, you need to go directly to your YouTube video and pull the exact URL address off the top bar. You'll see here that it's the bar with the HTTP or HTTPS. Under our special marketing opportunities, you have an opportunity to sign off on and receive a Made in the USA sign for your booth. And we're also going to talk about show specials and how to enter them here. For the special marketing opportunities, and specifically the Made in the USA, IHA has an agreement here on our website that was given to us by the FTC. This is their criteria for, the government's criteria for Made in the USA products. If you can verify that your product is produced here in the United States, then you can click this box.
So one note on this, we've had complaints in the past from both buyers and media who've gone to specifically search out Made in USA products, and then when they go to visit on site, they find that they're not completely made in the USA. So this is the honor system. Please, if you do have Made in USA product, you definitely want to take advantage of this status. And then through the marketing kit, you can order Made in USA signs to put out through next to your product at your booth. But this will be verified before we'll even give you that sign. But just keep in mind, if it's partly made in the USA, I don't think it qualifies. So read the details, sign off, agree to it, order your signs, you're good to go.
For the show specials, this would be if you had any special pricing that buyers could capitalize on during the show, before or after. And this, just by checking this box, it adds a star to your Housewares Connect listing that lets the buyer know that this company is offering show specials and to contact the company for more information.
So we don't ask you to publish your show special for whatever reason. You don't want your competitors to know. It's really supposed to be like, all right, they have a show special. It's supposed to help drive traffic to your booth. You've got a show special. I know you do because I see the star. I'm putting you on my map as a buyer, and I'm going to come see you at the show to find out what that special is. That's the thinking behind this. So it's click on it if you're going to have a show special, and then the buyers will be aware of it, and they'll take it from there.
For in-booth appearances, you're going to want to let the buyers in the news media know that you have a celebrity in your booth, or that you're doing a product demonstration or have a special media event taking place during the show. This would be the place to list any of those. The news media searches this for special events all the time.
Yeah, that's a searchable in our drop-down box. It's a special events is a searchable search.
Okay, the duplicate directory listing. I get a lot of requests for people who want to add their brand as a duplicate directory listing. This is not the area for it. Our brands and licenses section in our printed directory and on Housewares Connect 365 is free. The duplicate directory listing that you see here is for wholly owned subsidiary companies that have standalone facilities and a president and or CEO and full staff. This would be, an example would be World Kitchen has a booth at our show, but they purchase a duplicate directory listing for their wholly owned subsidiary, Corel and Pyrex. Those two companies have separate address, separate facilities, and they have an executive staff. These duplicate directory listings also are $150 each. Now you're taken to the sign-off page. And on here, IHA has a disclaimer in here that it's your responsibility to include in your show directory and Housewares Connect 365 any current information. IHA has made every effort to accurately record, verify, and proof the information provided our exhibitors in the show directory and Housewares Connect. Unfortunately, there may be companies, products, or booth information that has changed since the information was originally recorded, and it's the exhibitor's responsibility to be sure that the most current information is updated prior to the show. Thank you.
You'll get a little prompt thanking you for completing. So the additional marketing opportunities, when we started this webinar, I mentioned to you that there's a place to upload new products in which just the media will see. So we're protecting your proprietary information, your intellectual property, etc. But you're going to want to get your products uploaded that you might not want on the public site, but you definitely want the media to see. So this first, in this box, the first tab there is new products for media, and the next one is the new product showcase, which I'll go into in a minute. So there's two ways to update your this new product for the media. One of the first one here you can do right through HC 365, and then the second place is through the marketing kit. It doesn't matter where you do it. Either place will take you to this page. This page, you can submit as many products as you need to. It's very simple to use. You put your name and your email and your product description. We would definitely recommend that you attach an image of the new product with the information. It's just, again, a better visual for media who are, looking to write about you, editorial, press, etc. So this is really important. And again, the media will populate, they'll be able to search for this when they create their briefcase, and every media creates a briefcase. Every media person, whether or not they even come to the show, they still create a briefcase so they can keep it all together, and this is where they'll view the product. And they need to be able to get in touch with you in many cases, so make sure you populate that email. Okay. The next one here is, new product showcase. Again, there's two places to do it, that second box, the second tab on that box, or through the marketing kit. The new product showcase is one of very few pay-to-play, if you will, opportunities we offer for product exposure at the show. It sells out very quickly. It's limited supply. These showcases are put in the buyers clubs in the North, South, and Lakeside Center at the show. So every hall has a buyers club with a new product showcase in it. Only buyers and only media are allowed to go into the buyers clubs to view these new product showcases. Again, this is a protecting intellectual property issue. It's a $300 cost per product entry. Sorry, I'm a little behind on my slides here. And the deadline for submission is January 30th. Now, you'll see on this page there's a picture of an award. Any product submitted by January 30th will be eligible for the Innovation Awards. And this is an award program that we're in our 4th year on, that we do internally as an association, but we have an expert panel of judges. We have nothing to do with the judging. We farm it out. And then on show site, we do a whole award ceremony for people who've won the Innovation Award. The only way to be considered for an Innovation Award is through the new product showcase submission. So again, this will be outlined in the marketing kit, but it's a great program. The other great thing about this program is when a buyer or media enters the Buyers Club, they are handed a scan gun. Each product is labeled with a code, and that way obviously it has your booth number, they can go see you, but they scan the products they're interested in. When they leave the Buyers Club, they're handed a printed list that has all the products they scanned with the company information and booth number. And then at the end of the show, you will receive a list of all the people with their email addresses who come to scan your product so you can, for your post-show follow-up. It's a great program, and it sells out quickly. So if you're interested in that, January 30th is the deadline. Okay, so you're going to want to go ahead and update your company listing like we talked about earlier. You can update as frequently as you can, but the actual listing piece is the most important to get done right away. And we've got this disclaimer down on the bottom there. Many of you may receive these already, this Expo guide or the fair guide. We put this on here because our tool here is free. We, as a member of this association, we want to give you as many opportunities for exposure as possible. That's what we're here to do as your industry association. We do not charge for anything. Be wary of these guides. They'll come in the mail in a very official-looking envelope, and they won't say much about anything other than that they're going to print you in a guide, and if you sign that contract and send it back, you're going to get a bill. And the bills are usually pretty hefty, and they say they distribute them in Europe. I don't know what they do with them. Just be wary. We want to caution you about it. It's not from us, and just keep your eyes open. So the printed show directory, the deadline for inclusion in the show directory is January 27th. Again, this will go kind of feeds back into Dawn talked about that disclaimer about making sure your contact information and everything's up to date. If it's not up to date by January 27th, whatever is on your profile page will get pulled, and if it's not correct, it's your responsibility. And there are the things that the Pocket Directory includes. Last year, about 17,000 plus copies were distributed. People still use this as a tool. I used it quite a bit myself last year. It's easy to get to. It gives me the basics, your name, where I can find you, and then for the buyer, of course, the contact information.
So now remember, when you're going to go to update your company listing is www.housewares.org. Then click on the green show icon and the orange exhibitor. It's going to take you right to the assigned exhibitor page, where on the right side you can find your marketing kit. In the center you'll find your update to do your company listing. And on the left side are other features that our website also holds for the assigned exhibitor.
So now we're going to talk about how this tool helps the buyer and media. So all the work that you're going to do, what's in it for them? I mentioned the briefcase. That's what they all do. They make a briefcase. They save their searches. It makes a custom floor plan for them. It allows them to communicate with you prior to the show, set an appointment, etc. And again, year-round access and saving their searches. The briefcase is good all year too, so they'll refer to it. This is the actual search function. So on our homepage on the website, up above where it says show and exhibitors, etc., there's a place that says Housewares Connect 365, and that's how you would access a search function. It would take you right to this page. So on the left side of the screen, it shows that there's a keyword search with a drop-down box, or you could put in your own search on the bottom box there that's blank. And then the right screen just shows you what the drop-down looks like. How you can search by company, show category, brands and licenses, events, cooking theater, what country you're in, new exhibitors, etc. So it's a pretty robust search list. And then this is just, again, this is how they use the tool to search for your brands and products and events. They really like the events. And then we're going to show you, Dawn's going to take you through now. So you've done all the work, you've gone through your left navigation, you've populated everything. She's going to show you a great example of a company that's done all the right things.
Now we did a keyword search for Casabella, and up popped their listing. And you can see from the main page that Casabella's booth numbers are listed there. They have a booth in both the North Hall and in the South. They offer photos for their product images. They have a video. That star indicates that they are offering show specials. And then if a buyer is interested in placing them in the buyer briefcase or the media briefcase, they would click on that orange plus sign.
I just want to mention here, when you're doing your product images, we have a function on there. It's a click and drag. So, because if you're going to go, maybe you want to keep adding to your products, but you want to put your hottest, newest, best products first, you can just click and drag that so it's the first product on the image cycle there. And that's the one the listing pulls.
Now, new for 2015, if this is your company and you're looking at your own listing and you don't like what you see, or you want to change it, or there's inappropriate information there, you've had a change in personnel. In this red box here, you'll see if this is your company, update your listing here. If you click on the blue word here, it will take you right back to the login page where you can log in and redesign your own listing.
A couple of things to call out. You'll notice in the right-hand corner, that's where your logo will appear. And if you're a member of our International Business Council, which I would encourage all of you to do if you're not already a member, that will get fed in directly from our database. So You'll see on the bottom that they're a member of IBC. If you're a member of IBC, that'll show up as well.
Now, Casabella has also uploaded their video sweep, the dustpan that snaps on for easy storage. You can see, if you click on the video, it will run the video for you. You can also see that they've listed their products under the photos. They also have products, and if you click on any of those product listings, the bakeware, bath and shower accessory, cleaning, it will take you to other companies that also offer cleaning or bakeware or bath accessories. They have their catalog listed, and then lastly they have their brands. And those are all the brands that Casabella has offered and are showing at our show. When a buyer clicks on that orange plus sign, their company information is placed into their briefcase. Inside their briefcase, they have a map of all of the companies that they're showing interest in. On here you'll see that this buyer briefcase has a map, and the map has 6 companies that they wish to visit. Those 6 companies have been mapped out for them so that they can take the best route possible or schedule their appointments accordingly from the front of the show to the back or from the back up to the front.
And so it'll pull a map for every expo hall, so this happens to just be a map of South. And we've illustrated here, it's really small and difficult to see, but when a buyer selects these companies in their briefcase, it lists it out. So number 1 is Casabella, number 2 is Nordic Wear, and those little red circles we put in, but that's just circling. There's a 1, a 2, a 3 through 6 on there. So we're coming to a close here. Couple of really important things. So the marketing kit, like I mentioned, mailed last week. If you have not received it, you should be receiving it this week. It is online in its entirety. If you didn't receive it, or if you need a copy, you can contact myself or Dawn, and we'll get you a printed copy. And it's a really great tool. We give you so many things free. There's great display opportunities in there that are free of charge, like the Pantone display and our Going Green display. There'll be a separate brochure on the Innovation Awards and the New Product Showcase, so it'll give you more information on that. And we hold a webinar, several webinars that take you through the marketing kit. There's one that we just did last week that's already up on the website if you wanted to listen to it and go through it. We do a whole hour webinar on how to attract buyers. The first half, and then the second half is how to attract media. We will be doing another one of those webinars on December 3rd. If you'd like to sign up for that, it's chock full of information. It's a great webinar. We get great feedback on it. And one of the things we talk about in there is the consumer. And just this kind of a fun fact, that the show generated 350 million consumer impressions in the news media last year. So we talk so much about the media and how they use HD 365, and this is the result. And honestly, this number's low. And Debbie Teshy, who is our PR manager, takes you through exactly what a consumer impression is, how we figure it out, et cetera, and how to take advantage of all that. But one of the things that we've introduced this year is the Inspired Home platform. And the Inspired Home platform is a consumer platform designed for you so the consumer can come on another portal page in Inspired Home, and you can direct them how to buy your product. It's a great new initiative. Nobody else is even close to touching this. We've put so much time and effort into it. The Inspired Home icon is on this page. It's also on the home page of housewares.org. You can click on that, and it'll take you for more information. Unfortunately, 365 and Inspired Home don't talk, so you will have to repopulate some of the same information on the Inspired Home page, but it is strictly for consumers. as we get more into it over the course of the next few years, we're hoping to kind of shift the consumers off of HC 365 to Inspired Home. There's actually great editorial opportunities you can submit for on Inspired Home. I really encourage you, if you haven't taken a look at it, to go ahead and make yourself aware of it. This is included with your membership right now for Housewares, and if you're an exhibiting member, you definitely want to take advantage of it. A couple other quick notes. The second bullet, extend your buyer meetings with the Power Hour from 5:30 to 6:30. This is on show site during showtime. We've used to advertise this as a soft and hard close, and we got a lot of feedback that that was very confusing. So all this really means is the show closes at 5:30, but you have an hour to wrap up your buyer meetings, hold meetings, whatever you need to do. The hard close of the show is at 6:30, at which time the lights will go down and the music will start playing and the security will start ushering you out for the evening. So that's just a note. You're going to start seeing the Power Hour everywhere we list our show dates and hours. Last but not least, daylight savings time will begin on Sunday morning, March 8th. That's the second day of the show. I caution you to not drink too much Saturday night, because when you have to be there at 7:30, it will feel like 6:30. Questions? We had no questions, or maybe we did, and Debbie, who's manning the booth, answered them. Any questions out there that we can answer before we close?
The only question we have right now is, what is the Canadian Tire event?
The Canadian Tire event we cover in our December 3rd webinar. I can't speak to it too much because I'm not running the initiative, but in a nutshell, Canadian Tire is one of Canada's largest retailers, and they are looking to do some sort of event in which they're going to select exhibitors from the Housewares show to be a part of some exclusive something for their stores. And I'm not doing a very good job here because I don't have all the details, but it's a great opportunity to take advantage of, and in the December 3rd webinar, we'll give you the contact information, and Perry Reynolds, who's our VP of Trade Development, will talk about it a little bit more in depth about what the program is. You can also send me an email if you're interested in that, and I'll pass it on to him.
The same person wants to know, is it about tires?
No, Canadian Tire, that's a great question. It happens to be part of their name, but as far as I understand it, they're like the Walmart of Canada. They're general merchandise, very comprehensive stores, and there's like 600 of them or something throughout Canada. So they're a big deal. They're a big buyer at our show, and they must have started, my guess is, as a tire company, but I don't think it has anything to do with tires other than they may still sell them. But I don't know that, I'm not giving you very good information because I just don't know. But go ahead and send me an email, and I'll get you the right answer.
Okay, and the next question is, will there be alerts out for that webinar on December 3rd?
Yes, there'll be email alerts coming out on the December 3rd webinar, as well as always listed in the Smart Briefs. If you're not signed up for Smart Briefs, I encourage you to do that as well. It's great. It's a newsletter, basically, industry newsletter, and we always put it on the bottom of that. But you will get at least 2 emails from your category sales manager on the December 3rd webinar, and we'll do a few others. There'll be more than just that one. I think we've got 3 slated up till showtime. And you can always go listen to the one that's recorded on the website through the marketing kit. And again, this one as well will be recorded and put up on the site, so other people can get my misinformation on Canadian Tire.
Do you happen to know the date of the pre-show press event in New York?
I do not know that date. Again, if you want to send me an email, I can get it for you. The last time we did the webinar, that date hadn't been set. It's in January. I do know that, early January. And I know that sells out very quickly if you're interested in that press event, and I believe the notifications will start going out in the next week or two on that. But you can also contact Debbie Teshi, and she can give you the date, and all our contact information is on our website as well.
The last question we have is a list of media going to be given out.
The buyer list and the media list is already up on the website. That's for 2014. I'm not sure. We have a visitor. Debbie Teshi has joined the webinar, people, and she can answer these questions for you way better than I can. Deb, come over. Come over to a speaker.
Hi. The pre-show, the show preview will be January 21st in New York. The event email will go out to exhibitors later this week, but there's a link on the homepage at housewares.org. You can click on that and sign up for it now. I have 10 companies signed up already, and we are limited to 60, so it will sell out very quickly.
Okay, and that's all the questions we have.
When is the media list up now, or that's not going
on? No, the 2014 show media list is posted on the website right now. The pre-reads list won't be available until mid-February.
And that media list, the 2014 media list, you can find through the marketing kit. If you go into access the marketing kit, it's one of the first things that comes up, the buyer list and the media list. And again, that December 3rd webinar will take you through it in complete details, so you know how to use it, what it's for, etc. But it's a little self-explanatory. If you go on, you need your password and login to get it, same as the one you would need for Housewares Connect. And then you can, it's in an Excel format. You can sort by store category. So if it's a specialty cookware store you're looking for, or department store, you can sort it, and you can start doing outreach to the buyers for the 2015 show. No email addresses are on there at the buyer's request, but we suggest call campaigns, mail campaigns, and fax campaigns. And the same with the media. The media is up there from 14. It doesn't change drastically from 14 to 15, so you can start contacting media about your new great products that you're going to show March 7th through 10th in Chicago.
And the press event, again, that was January 24th or 21st?
21st, Wednesday the 21st.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, that's all we have.
Thanks for joining us today, and please go ahead and send us your questions, and we'll do our best. Have a good day.